This episode of the Turf District podcast is brought to you by Taproot Edmonton, which publishes curiosity-driven stories, topical newsletters, and locally focused podcasts, all in the service of informing Edmontonians about their community. Taproot publishes weekly roundups on a variety of topics, including food, tech, health innovation, arts, regional news, and business. Taproot's curators gather up the headlines and happenings on these files and deliver them to your inbox. You can get one or two for free, and if you want more, you can become a Taproot member. Then you get as many as you want, plus other perks for just $10 a month or $100 a year. Get informed at taprootedmonton.ca. That's taprootedmonton.ca. Enjoy the show.
Hey, fellas, we ain't gonna ever back down from nobody. I don't care who it is. This is a brotherhood. And if we stand strong together, we can't be denied. If one of us goes down, we have another, and another, and another that's ready to fight. So let's hit this field and bang them, bang them, bang them. Somebody light me up.
It's time to huddle up. It's the Turf District Podcast. Welcome back to the Turf District, where we huddle up to talk all things Edmonton Elks and the CFL. And we are a proud member of the Alberta Podcast Network, locally grown, community supported. And of course, we are also a part of the Canadian Football Podcast Network. I'm Andrew, and boy, we've got a couple of things to talk about. Now, we don't have a game to talk about this week, but we do need to set up a game, and there's a few other things that happened in the CFL this past week that we're going to talk about. So we'll bring in the whole gang, and oh, we have a new featured fan, by the way. Just be very excited about this. It's going to be awesome. So first, of course, all the way from Turf District West, the one and only, and the second time I've seen him today, Superfan Mike.
West Side? No?
Well,
I don't know.
That was well played. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah,
TD
that was
West,
that was.
baby.
It's like you were trying to be Matt Pretty there. With
Yes,
those,
I'm very, very gangster,
yes.
as I'm told often.
The best part is that you say that you're gangster.
Yes, 100%.
Yes, correct. Yes. Yeah, we got to see each other. This is our second time seeing each other today.
It's true.
Yes.
We might even bring it up during the little Horde and Tell. We will see.
Ooh, how
You
exciting!
just never know.
Never knows. Very
We
exciting.
might have a few different hoarders today. So
yeah,
that's good.
We have a couple different.
We have a
hoarders
TV
going
show.
on. Yeah. Wow. It's like a brilliant idea. Talk about people
Yes.
who hoard stuff. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
It's
neat.
going to be great.
Okay. Speaking of people who hoard stuff, let's talk
Yes.
to Commissioner Kayla. How are you? Nah, it's just nothing, but it was funny. Yeah. How are you, Commish? Frazzled? Why are you frazzled? You're sociable. That's good to start that off early. It's perfect. Let's bring in our featured fan for this week. Very exciting. Her second
Appearance?
showing, I guess. This is our first virtual showing. Yeah, second appearance. There we go. One in real life, one virtual. We're welcoming back Celeste. How are you, Celeste?
I'm good. Nice to be back and see your faces, and just I was kind of excited to be welcome to be invited again. So it's good.
Yeah, well, I see that you're on brand.
Yes.
That's important. That's very good. I appreciate that.
Looks a lot better than you or I do, Andrew.
I know she
Yep.
carries it much better than any of us ever would. As I said, we've kind of we're going to just have featured fans throughout the rest of the year, and just to try and get some fan perspective. And for those of you who tuned in last week with Matt Pretty, thank you for listening to that. I know it was a bit of a longer one, but we had some really good conversations, so we appreciate you being part of that. And like I said earlier, we don't have a game to talk about this week, but I want to talk about the last home game with you, Celeste, because I know you were there, and I know you were posting a little bit about how it's tough to see with so few fans in the stands. Tell me a little bit about kind of what that was like, and kind of what your thoughts are as far as the attendance is concerned.
I would have to say it was pretty disappointing. Just, I understand. Like, I get it. I mean, we all do. It's not pretty. It's rather ugly. And being a fall night, I was hopeful that there might be more fans just because it was so beautiful out. But I kind of feel like there's a lot of people turning their backs and kind of bandwagon fans. That's my personal opinion. I know we all get frustrated. I'm guilty. There's times, oh man, through the years, like, it's just, I don't even want to, don't even show me anything. Like, just, talk to the hand, because I'm really tired. But I feel like, and Dave always said, if you're supporting your team, if you love your team, you support them no matter what. And sometimes even through the lean times. So I through the game though, I did find I felt like in the lower section, because let's face it, you could pretty much sit anywhere. Take your pick. So I felt like the second half of the game was a lot more interesting. Like, it felt like there were a few more people there, and it could be a lot too that there weren't that many people sitting. I think there's still that people in the end zones at the bar there. That's what it felt like. I don't know what the how many people were there, what they said, what the attendance was, but disappointment. Feeling like, people need to get over. Sorry,
yes.
Can I say that? People need to get over the name change.
Yeah,
like, absolutely.
It's gone. It's history. I know many people are still on about, hate this, hate that. Well, it's easy to focus on the negative. Look, it's harder to find the positive, especially right now.
It can be, yeah.
But it can be. But overall, like, just make it, make it fun, do the best you can, and they're not always going to win. So disappointed, I guess, is probably long answer to a short question.
That's okay. This is why we have people on, so that we can chat about these things. So this is outstanding. So you just said things like make it more fun, and I'm curious, do you I know you've been going to games for many, many years. So are there things that you would like to see them bring back? Are there things that you would like for them to try to do differently? Like, what would you like to see as a fan?
I mean, I feel like the game day experience is lacking. It's kind of, there's been so many different things tried through the years to engage people. I don't know, like, they used to, kick the ball, and you used to be able to get picked to go down and kick the ball and do things like that. Like, that's not happening anymore. And yes, okay, COVID, right? But those kind of things are not happening. I even find our
it's still our team. We get it. Yeah.
I even feel like their online presence and their interaction with fans and so on is really poor. I'm sorry to say it. It just, there's no they're not engaging people, it seems. And I almost feel like it's almost like, let's just get this year over with and then start fresh. That's how what I'm picking up. Like, I'd like to see them out there grabbing fans and saying, hey, do you want to come down to field level and kick the ball or throw it.
Yeah.
Try, see how far you can throw it, or, things like that. There's no little guys running, or girls, little kids running back and picking up after the kickoff, right? Or they're not doing that. And yeah, they're so cute, and there's none of that anymore. Or if there is, I haven't seen it. So I will say one thing I did really enjoy was when there was a commercial, this was later in the game, but Chris Sheets said, "Let's make Garth Brooks proud," and got everybody singing Friends in Low Places. That was fun. I enjoyed, that was the first, I thought, hey, okay, that was cool. Let's do more of those things. That's more involvement, more game day experience. They need to do something to bring people in.
For sure. Mike, you were there as well, and I know we talked about it last week, but based on what Celeste's saying, is there other things now that we've thought about it for a week that you're like, oh, okay, I would like to see this? Or
I think there's definitely the biggest competition that this team and all teams in not only the CFL but sports in general are competing against is it's far more convenient for me to sit at home with a big screen TV, flat panel TV, watching the game, having my cheap drinks or food. There's no lineup for the bathroom, the whole bit.
Well,
so
in my
you
house,
need
there's still
to
a
make
lineup, but still, okay.
Well, that's true.
Fine,
we have a few bathrooms.
Yeah, okay.
We have more bathrooms than people,
okay,
so it works out well.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
But you have to make it an event. You need to have a reason for them to go down there, and people have fun engaging with the fans, like Celeste was saying. I think they need to have better music. The music tends to be very chill, which may appeal to a certain demographic, but I know that a lot of people of the older demographic, who are the ones that have been going, are getting more and more turned off by it. You need something that's going to pump the crowd up and get everyone's blood going, and people get up on their feet and cheer. And watching the other teams, especially this week where there was no Edmonton game, and you could see all the other stadium experiences, and the music was fantastic. Yeah. And you could hear the way the fans would react to it, and we're just not getting that. And something I actually talked about with Matt Preddy last week is we need to do something more that is in stadium only. You can only get in the stadium, and things like prop bets, where you could say, okay, predict the next play, or okay, the defense got the ball back, the offense is coming on, you predict the next play, and then we'll pick from the winners someone to get something, something like that, where only they can get it because they're in stadium getting that sort of thing. And then maybe more people will want to be there because that's the only way they can win.
Well, and we talked about last week even the door promotion type things, like the first 20,000 people get a bobblehead or a t-shirt or a whatever, where you kind of have
it's done this year.
Yeah, which they did do the t-shirts. Yeah, absolutely, for the launch, which was great. And attendance was okay at the beginning of the year. Although still down, it was reasonable, but I think there, obviously, like we've said many times, there's a lot of competing factors this year between COVID and the team's play and the team stuff off the field, and there's so many different factors, and we're kind of seeing it all kind of come to a head in the midst of then the on-field play not being great, but the experience, everybody was waiting for that experience to be better in the stadium, and that, like you've both just said, it's just not the same, right?
Right.
Commissioner, I know you've been to a couple this year. Anything else that you wanted to add in, or that you like, or that you don't like?
Hamilton, Tim Hortons Field, at halftime, it was so much fun. I mean, I would say the tailgate is a little bit lackluster. I think Calgary nails it when they do tailgate. I think they have an excellent tailgating party presence on both sides of the field. Ours is decent, not great. It could grow. It should grow. But I think too, parking around Commonwealth is terrible. And for someone like me, I don't want to drive to the south side of the city and then take a 40-minute train. I just don't. I'd rather drive close. And I always get parking because I know where to park. But I mean, it's very lackluster as far as transport. But that's just a minimal thing for me driving so far. But yeah, Tim Hortons Field was rocking at halftime. They have a party where we went. There was a legitimate bar. DJ, great music. Like, I just wanted to dance, and like, I didn't even need any drinks. I was like, yes, this music is awesome. So they know how to attract different crowds. And if you don't like that, I mean, you can sit in your seats, or if you want to go meet people, go out into the concourse area. I mean, whatever they do, they're doing it right. I had such a blast, even being from the opposite team. Like, you know, you get the odd howls like, you suck or whatever, but whatever, that happens everywhere.
They say it with love.
Exactly. And we sucked so bad that game that they started to feel sorry for us anyway. So
happens.
So they started giving you a hug.
Yeah, like they're there. So I don't really know. I think Celeste kind of nailed it on the head with just the presence of the team. It just feels like everything is kind of like being swept aside and like hush hush. We don't want to put ourselves out there because we're going to get ridiculed. And you know what? This year you just are. Regardless of what you do, if you try, you will. If you don't try, you will. So you might as well try and do something fun. I mean, I remember a couple of years ago, the former Eskimos, their Twitter presence was outrageous. So funny. Oh my goodness. Whoever was running that was brilliant. And it's definitely gone downhill. It's very systematic. It's very organizational. It doesn't
engage.
No, it does.
Sorry, not to cut you off.
That's exactly the right word. Cold too. Like
I feel for them because I mean, 100%. Can you imagine the kind of posts they get?
100%. But you don't have to engage with that. You engage with the fans that are actually like excited and saying positive things. Yep. You engage with the positive reinforcement because those kind of fans will be like, hey, they're interacting with me. Okay, I'm going to try harder. Like, I want to be more of a presence for you guys and be loyal to you because you're actually giving back. So there's a lot of things that they can do differently. And this year just sucks. But you know what? Hamilton hasn't even won a Grey Cup. Or have they, Mike? Or
well, not since 99.
Right? Yeah. So you have a team that has gone through a drought. You had Winnipeg that was horrible like a couple years ago too. Like, teams go through that. This is our year. So what? Just go have fun at the football games. Like, bring a friend, whatever. But yeah, it's just a lot of crap has gone down and they're not facing up to it. And I think that's the biggest issue that's going on right now, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's fair. Absolutely.
Sorry, I rattled on. I told you.
That's okay. That was wonderful. Yeah, and plus we have to cut out like the other 3 minutes where it's just me breathing. You know,
so creepy.
Granted, I mean, if I'm going to a game and you're sitting anywhere near me, that might be all you're hearing me do anyway. Like, just
you should.
I really should. Yeah. If I only knew one. It's weird. Yeah. Deep cleansing breath. Sit there. Oh, I know that this is going to be okay.
That's in with the good air.
Something like that.
With the bad air.
All right. Well, let's talk a bit of the news that we do have with the team. The new orange shirts came out with the Elks logo that was designed by, I'm going to try to say this name, Isaiah Masuskapo, I think is how you say it. But it's done obviously in Indigenous drawings. I really like the shirt, and all the proceeds are going to Spirit North. So great Very cause, cool. and now you can only get those online from what I can tell. And when we were at the store today, they didn't have them there, so we could see them kind of in person. But yeah, I mean, I like the shirt. I like what it stands for. I think we should absolutely support that for sure. The team did sign a few people. Quarterback Case Kukas, which is a fun name to say, and is it Kukas?
Kukas.
Oh, I like Kukas better.
Yeah.
But can we just go Kukas just for fun?
Rhymes.
Like, come on.
Just go for it.
Come on, give us something, super fan. Come on. All right, fine.
Sure.
Kukas it is. And I know that he had come off or out of quarantine and was back onto the PR now. So that was, I know they were interviewing him today. So there you go. Also signing defensive back Herb Waters, offensive lineman Emmanuel McGirt.
That is how you pronounce it.
Emmanuel McGirt. Now, let me tell you, that's a football name.
That's a football name.
Absolutely. Yep. As soon as I saw that one, I'm like, that's a wonderful. What is it again? Fantastic, wonderful moms. What is it? You know it's my. Come on.
Wonderful,
There we go.
terrific
Wonderful,
Mons.
terrific Mons. That's right. And defensive lineman Chris Nelson, because what we needed was another C. Nelson on the line so that we have no idea who's playing.
At defensive tackle. And their numbers are 91 and 92.
Great.
So that's good.
Boy.
Just
Well, that'll make it
keep it
interesting.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
We did get a little bit of good news in the injury report in that Armonte Edwards was a full participant this week, so there's a good chance we might see him back on the field on Friday, which he has been out for that 6 weeks, so it'll be exciting to have him back as well. Superfan, do we have YouTube questions that we should deal with before we get too far?
One more thing we did. We did release Rossini Sanjung, who was a draft pick for us. Defensive lineman, defensive end. So he got released as well today. So
Thank
there
you.
was that as well. We do have a bit of chatter
really?
going on. Lots of people in the chat here. Start off with Tim Capper saying that Montreal is in first place for the first time since 2014.
Wow.
Which is definitely something to celebrate for them, for sure. It's been a while.
Well, okay,
it's been
so
a long
7
time
years.
since,
So this is... Can we say this was year 2? So I guess 2026 we can look forward to being in first place again. I like this.
Yeah, well, you never know. I mean, 2014 was good for us.
Fair.
So, we weren't in first, but the
Correct,
next year we
yes.
were. So not bad. I did mention that this, possibly we could have a 2-win season for the first time since '63. So yay. So Tim does say it's the race to the number 1 draft pick in the CFL, Ottawa versus Edmonton. Not sure that's necessarily something we were
if
super
Ottawa
excited
won the
about.
season series, does that mean that we get the first overall pick?
It would mean that if, of course, we don't win.
Oh, right. Yes. Well, I'm just saying. Or they
or
right?
they
Yeah,
win,
exactly. Yeah, got it. Yeah, we both have to finish with the same record.
So
that can be our nice way
Exactly.
of saying
63.
we're both at 2 wins.
right.
At least we're not alone at the
Ken
bottom.
Ludwig says that 63 was a great year.
Okay.
And a belated happy birthday to Ken. It was his
happy
birthday
birthday.
yesterday. Tim Capper said it would be nice if we could please knock Toronto off in a few games.
In the middle of
we'll do
our
what we can.
3 games in 7 days.
But again, they're going to be playing a couple of games in that same short span
yeah, okay.
too. So
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just. And yes, then we're talking about the no sound on the commissioner, which has been fixed.
Excellent.
Um,
Sorry, Commish.
exactly. Can't hear the commish, but though the brand new tires are
What?
fun.
Oh, interesting.
Patrick B. Penguin saying. Not entirely sure. Maybe I'm
Okay.
just misreading that. And Connie Feketa, our
yes.
everyone's favorite newfie, was. I hope I said that right.
It
Connie?
is. I think so.
Connie? Said the commission is still very quiet.
That's fair. That's fair,
So-
actually. Yeah, we haven't really heard a whole lot from the actual commish either. Much like our own commissioner. But I thought she was talking about
yeah,
Randy Ambrosi. We haven't really heard much from him in the last little while either. Interesting.
No, it's true. It's a couple of commissions that are quiet. But
Yes.
one I think is just
Well,
a
we fixed
microphone
that. We
issue.
fixed one. Yes.
That's true.
Hopefully. Yes.
Ken Ludwig again says for halftime, bring back
Super
the dogs.
dogs.
Yeah,
Come on, dog.
Oh, yes.
they were so much fun.
And mascot
That's true.
football. Who does not want to watch mascot football when those guys?
Well, they had the mascot dance.
Oh,
off
did they?
this-
They had a
this year.
dance off.
I thought
Okay,
that
but
was
in
fun.
dance off,
Yes.
do they hit each other at full speed? Because that's what's funny.
Sure.
Is when one guy just nails another guy, and they're.
Slam dance off. That'd be good.
I mean, yeah.
That's it. Tim Capper says, record or not, I think that the October weekday games will be tough on attendance. Montreal had 12K announced on a chilly October Friday night game. I think it's fair to point out that our last games are at 7, 7:45, and 7. That's pretty tough when our last 3 games are on Fridays late at night when it's cold. And tough for families as well. I mean, it's tough for us with a 9-year-old bringing a 9-year-old to a game, right? So I can imagine. I didn't see a ton of young kids at the last game. I expect we'll see even less at this one. So that's a little tougher. And of course, if you're not bringing the kids, you may not be bringing the parents, right? The parents. So Sketchy Jack is back and says the Elks Twitter account might be a little tone deaf, just sort of chiming in on how we were discussing that. Maybe it has in the last couple of years been a little
dry,
as we said.
Corporate. That's a good way to put it. Yep. Mm-hmm.
It is really good.
Yeah, that is a good word.
Tim Capper is saying, I can only imagine the attendance for our home finale in November for the Alouettes. Sketchy Jack is singing along. I got Elks in low places with the last place team and redneck faces.
Wow.
So, yeah. So that's a good one. I'm not singing it, but maybe Jack
at
can.
some point. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Patrick B. Penguin saying maybe field access for everyone post-game or even just for season seat holders. Of course, in a COVID world, that's really not that possible. But, maybe we could have a free puff. Just have 4 people, one in each corner of the stadium so they're not interacting, and have them a free puff and you can come and judge who gave the best.
Again, I like this idea. These are the gold mine tickets right here. I hope the team is watching. Yeah.
Right. These are free.
I know. This is how we give back. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Tim Capper saying because of COVID, all of Al's post-game on-field experience is canceled for 2021.
Well, because of COVID, that's the reason I'm not at a game. It's not a matter of the team play or anything like that. But for me, and I know we've talked about this many times, but it's, my mitigated risk with my unvaccinated 12-year-old is like, I'm not really comfortable being around that quite yet. So it's, especially
when you're in a high risk
profession. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We have enough other outside risks, right? So I don't think the team can do anything about that necessarily. Not. I mean, they are doing everything they can. It's and especially considering they don't run the stadium, right? So everyone has to be double vaxxed to get in. Absolutely.
Well, and if you wanted to come, now is the time, especially on the November game, Andrew. You really want to talk about a sparse crowd? That's your opportune time.
That's the one, right? The day before my birthday. Perfect. Yeah, I'll come for that one.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, what a better way to celebrate?
Exactly. Back and with nobody there.
Sitting in the cold stadium.
just the 4 of us.
Your family's there.
Yay. That is more than enough for me. Right. That's fine. I'm perfectly fine with that.
When the players in the field outnumber the fans in the stands, right? Sketchy Jack does say that your breathing is very zen when we had Kayla.
I like to know that I'm consistent.
ASMR.
Yeah. Title of the podcast.
Start your channel, Andrew.
Andrew's
Make
breathing.
those millions.
Yeah. That's perfect.
That's a channel that, we're going to miss. Ken Ludwig says that this is sort of taking him back to the Tillman era, how things are kind of going right now. And there's certainly going to be similarities, I think. Certainly the first year of Ed Hervey, when we were 4-14, that was a tough year. Yeah. And that was first year with Mike Riley, too. Sorry, Michael Riley. It was Mike then. I don't know.
At that point it was. You're right. Yes.
Let's say Riley.
Yes. Patrick saying EE have taken big crowds for granted for a long time, and it's coming back to bite them now big time. I think that it's almost like they are so busy trying to chase new people coming there. They're maybe taking for granted the people that have been there, and those people haven't been coming. Yeah. You will notice, though, I mean, having gone to all the games and being there at Westivus on the concourse level, seeing a lot less people of a certain age, specifically older people. Yeah. You don't see nearly as many. It seems to be more people in that sort of 35 to 55 range, more than people that are older or younger. And it could just be it's cold, it could be it's COVID, it could be a lot of different reasons, right? The name change for some people. Everyone has their reasons, and that's going to be the tricky part for the club, is trying to figure out which reasons and how to get each group back. And that's going to be a tough thing for a lot of teams, but specifically for us with the name change. So.
Absolutely.
So Sketchy Jack's saying, but after the T era, doesn't want to say the name, and I applaud that. There was big success, so something to look forward to, Ken.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So, and that's, of course, Ken says that, yes, that's if they make the changes they need to make. Chris Agar was saying that Cookus is apparently Alex Singleton's high school mate.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. I didn't know that they played together. So that's great information.
Are we sure it's not Kukas?
Ken
Sure? Come on.
Well, he did get interviewed today, and I was pretty sure that's how he said it. So, but
I know,
really,
I don't think he knows more than us.
It's possible. No. So Ken Ludwig said, I'm not sure the team will move on from either Sunderland or Elizondo. Of course, we both know it's anytime you have a poor year, something can happen. It could be the coach, could be the manager, could be the water boy, could be anybody. But I mean, with contracts that are guaranteed, it's a lot tougher of a situation. And again, like we said last week, it's really going to depend on their exit interviews every year on what they figure went wrong and how they're going to fix it next year, and that may determine whether they're back. And again, the fact that we're on the hook for a full salary too may have something to do with it. So we'll see. Chris Agar did have a typo with Cookus and said cookies, so maybe Sketchy Jack's that could be the new nickname. Go cookies.
Okay.
I was just going to say, somebody put that guy in a blue outfit and feed him a bunch of...
Mr. Christie.
Kayla and I did the move at the exact same time.
Isn't that awesome?
Unplanned.
Patrick B. Penguin says free cookies for the first 10,000 fans.
I'm in.
Yeah.
My daughter.
Sketchy Jack says, like the Chimo pierogi handouts, but Janelle's cookies. Oh, I am so in. I'm coming in 3 times.
Exactly.
Just going to walk in, go in another door, come back.
Let me in again.
It'll be great. Derek Mapstone's asking, what are the odds of the Elks winning another game this year? I think with so many other teams that will have clinched, and they're going to be, resting some players, and hopefully we'll get some chemistry built soon enough, sooner than later. We do have the trade deadline coming up Wednesday at 5:00. So, we might still see more trades, and we'll see what that does. We have a bit pessimistic crowd going. Chris Arger says about 2.5%.
2.5. Wow.
I'll take the over on that.
Sure. I'll take the over. Yeah. I don't usually take the over, but today I will.
Plus, let's not forget, we do have a Rider game coming up, so that'll help with the people in the seats and get the crowds loud.
Will that be basically a Rider home game at this point?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Right. It always is.
Oh, just wasn't sure. Okay. Well, I guess as long as they're coming in.
Coach Vic says, are we going to sit together in one section for a friendly party of super loyal fans cheering on our team?
Yeah.
Sure.
It's a good idea.
I'm in.
I'll just meet in section G and section T, right in the middle.
Right between G and T. That's well played.
No, it's like we'll have some people in G, some people in T. Everyone gets together and you have the East versus West. It'd be great. Yep. And everyone says, they're there.
Perfect.
We're in. So close enough that the players can hear us cheer, or on the other side, hear us boo.
Could be either.
The opposing team.
Yeah.
Come on.
Opposing team. Okay. Right. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yes,
that's right.
Of course. Okay. Our team. Perhaps we should document all these suggestions and submit them to the team. That's maybe a good idea.
Maybe that goes back to the thing that Matt was saying last week with the fan commission or whatever it was that was part show that you're engaging with your people who are on who are putting the money forward for those season tickets, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
I like that idea. Also, open your team store at hours that the rest of us aren't working. That would be nice.
Yeah, that was a tough one. Only open Monday to Friday, 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah.
Yeah, that was it does make it difficult for sure for some of us, right?
Yeah, not on a Saturday. I think it might be open if there's a game, but there are no games on Saturday this year, so
Yeah.
Newfie Hun Connie says, never underestimate the power of cookies.
Never.
So that might be the title of the podcast right there.
Never. She's so right.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. You can't argue
If
with
we
that.
said never underestimate the power of cookies, Kukus, no, it's cookus. So we do say never underestimate the power of cookies. We have to.
Cookies.
Okay.
Cookies.
Fine.
Tim Capper is betting that the Elks will finish higher than the Red Black. Elks.
Something.
So there we go. We got to
right
at least
then.
have one more
That's
win.
exciting. That's exciting. I hope on the show
There
we
we
get
go.
to
He's
talk
taking the
at
over.
least about one more win.
That'd
Granted,
be awesome.
it might be
Who knows, maybe
sandwiched
next-
in around 2 other losses, depending on when that lands, because of the 3 games in 7 days. We might have a little.
It could be
it
this
could
Monday.
It
Don't
could
know.
be. We can hope. We can hope.
Can we upset some dreams? That'd be fun.
That- You wait a minute. You're gonna go against
Hey, a
Holy
weekly spoiler?
Mazzoli? Uh-huh. Yep.
The team?
Wait, we can't hear Kayla anymore.
Yeah, it's weird. She turned off. I don't know what's going on. It's very odd. It's very odd. Oh my. All right. Well, should we move on to some horde items there, Superfan?
For sure.
All right.
I heard that
I
Kayla has
believe
something to
so.
show.
Yes, Kayla, are you ready to show your horde item?
I am. It's right beside me. I found this at the antique shop,
Ooh.
and my sister and my mom made me buy it, so I had to.
Forced.
Wow.
But you're gonna help me, Mike, because there's nothing on here that gives any kind of indication what year, and logos. But I found this little beaut.
Oh my!
Oh.
That's awesome.
Absolutely gorgeous. That is very late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah, that's what I
Had
said.
a very similar kind of Adidas bag that I took to school in early junior high. So, yeah, that's a beauty.
There's a zipper down here for like your shoes
Yes.
and stuff. I have to clean it real good though.
Oh, it looks pretty.
I was going to say, it
Spartan to
looks
me.
like it's in
Looks
amazing condition from here.
Not up close. We got some rip. Oh, well, that's my receipt. We got some rips and stuff, but
some money.
oh, a note. But yeah,
Please help. That'd be awesome.
That
Is
would be
gorgeous. Those do turn up very, very rarely. Like that's a great
and
item.
it was a steal.
Oh wow!
Steal.
Nice.
$6.
Ooh my!
Oh, that is
Wow.
fantastic.
Yeah.
You did
So-
well there.
I know that Celeste has a very special item that she found at the junk cellar. Yeah, but I know I'm saying another bag. Type
Oh,
item,
you have
which
a
is
bag
absolutely
too?
different kind.
Eskimos dinner. Yeah. And it's other than I've been using it a lot. It's in really good condition. And I found it at the junk cellar, like Mike said. And I love it. Yeah. It's just, it's tucked away right now because I can't use it because of the clear bag policy. But it's been
right,
to
yeah.
every single game we've been
What if you put it in a clear bag?
hey,
I wonder.
hey.
You could say it's in a clear bag. I don't see the problem.
But I brought it to every
Uh,
game. It was awesome.
Oh,
Nice.
That's so
I did get something as well. Andrew knows. He was there.
Yes.
Yes. So for my own horde item today, brand new to the Turf District West. I don't know if I'm on
Yes,
film
you
or
are.
on camera or not,
Yeah,
but whatever.
I'm on it.
Oh,
I'm
fantastic.
producing at the same time.
So
man.
something
I
a
got it
little-
all going.
Something that's a little going to be different for the room where you're marinating in green and gold behind me. So I'm often told, everything's a little too green and gold, so I thought we'd add a little color to the Turf District today. So we got this today.
Ooh, man, those are really nice.
So this was worn by Niles Morgan, our starting Will linebacker for the warm-up versus Winnipeg in Winnipeg. And all the proceeds for these did go to Spirit North as well. So that is, of course, supporting Indigenous youth through sport and play and things like that. And they come mountain biking and playing games and lacrosse and other sports and everything else. So, yeah, I mean, I wasn't sure I was going to get it to start with, but it is signed there as well, which I thought was pretty cool. But it's a one-off, and I know that if I didn't get it, there was never going to be another opportunity. So because it was such a great cause and something I really believe in, like so many of us do, I thought I had to give it a shot. And it took me a while. I bid on, I think, 4 or 5 different ones on opening bids, and I kept getting outbid. So I'd move on to the next person, move on to the next person, and finally I did it, and no one bid against me. So, yeah, I was pretty thrilled. I really like Morgan's play this year. So it's going to be a little bit of pop of orange in the green and gold room. So
that's awesome. I when we were there today, I should have asked them, like, are there any that didn't get purchased? Maybe there's one that, and
there were.
I thought there was. And if one was, now that I know that they're signed and all that, maybe I would have been okay to, but I don't know how you would get it otherwise, right? Because the auction's over. So now how do you?
Unless somebody bought one and was reselling it, maybe they bought it as a gift for someone, and someone, because it is green and gold, doesn't want it, and who knows?
That's fair.
Or just wanted to donate to Spirit North and figured it was a good cause and then give it away or donate it.
Well, if anybody has one they'd like to give away, perfect spot for it. No, I'd be happy to pay for it because I wanted to support the Spirit North, so that was that would have been great that way. But
we'll give them a call tomorrow.
Yeah,
you never know.
I'll call them in their hours when I'm working. Perfect. I'm gonna get off it sooner or later, but I just find that it's like, come on, come on, don't make it. That makes it harder. Anyway, easier for me to save money, but harder for me to get anything from there.
Tuesday to Saturday, that's a good,
I'm looking at the YouTube feed, and there's like a picture right in the middle of everything else, and it's just Andrew's arm.
That was my fault. Hang on one second here. That would be
pretty cool.
Do you know why that's there? Because
you've been working out.
No, that is my special Wilson cam for if he ever comes in the room. I'm just gonna swap it over, and that was gonna be a surprise, and then I forgot I left it there, and all of a sudden, ta-da! Yeah, no, that was that's for if Wilson joins us, then he can actually be part of the podcast because that's precisely where he would sit. So if he comes down here, then I will turn the camera on and you'll be able to see it. So sorry about that. All right, let's set up this week's game.
Thank goodness Andrew's wearing
pants. Well, I almost was a disaster. Anyway, this week's game, the Elks clash with the TiCats on Friday, and like you said, Mike, 7:45 p.m. on Friday. Don't forget, everyone, it is Purelator Tackle Hunger Night, so make sure you're bringing your food items. And, I know the food bank really, really relies on this particular fundraiser, and it's always a good thing to do. So if you have some extra stuff lying around, make sure you bring that, or go grab some stuff and bring it for the Tackle Hunger game.
Or cash.
Yeah, absolutely. You can bring cash as well. Now, the TiCats are coming off a big win over Ottawa. Probably the best game by Holy Mazzoli so far this year. I know Kayla was very excited about that. They're seeming to find a really great combo with the two quarterbacks between Mazzoli and Evans. I was actually really impressed on how they used both. Elks have had a week off. They're coming off the bye, and they do have some guys ready to go this week, like we said earlier, like Armonte Edwards. So I guess let's talk about the keys for both teams. So Celeste, on the Hamilton side, what scares you the most, or what do you think is their key to win the game?
Oh, that's a tough one. They're just they seem to be coming into their groove right now.
Yep.
And they just seem to be hitting it now, and quite handily on the weekend on Saturday. So
yes.
I think, like you said, that mix of Evans and Mazzoli, I think that's a big part of it. They just seem to be gelling quite nicely. I don't know if I could put my finger on any specific item.
Okay. No, that's okay.
That's
you know what?
That's really lame for.
No. Gelling is a great thing. Is a great thing to say because they're coming together at the right time. And we've seen teams do this. We had one in 2015 where they just all of a sudden came together and then they just ran, right? And
played us.
Yeah.
I still get goosebumps when I think about it. It's just.
Yeah, exactly, right. So Mike, what do you think? What do you think on the TiCat side of the ball?
Showing up.
Yeah, that's a good thing for them. Yeah, big key. Yeah.
Not just showing up, but at this point, this could be a trap game, right, for them. So they're going to have to really make sure that they give everything they've got and treat it like every other game. And and I think they'll definitely help them, but I don't want them to do that. So just look past us, look at your next game, and don't worry about it. So that's my advice to them. Again, This is free.
I tell you, Mike, you are here to save the CFL teams. I feel it. Yeah, for free.
Right.
Yeah,
100%. Yep.
Commissioner.
Yeah, exactly what Mike said. You know, coming off the Red Blacks, another harshly struggling team, you beat them 32-3. However, they started off really slow. That offense on Hamilton was slow. No matter, I mean, they were making those the runs, but Mazzoli had a great game. However, their score should have been astronomical in the first half, but it wasn't. It was a slow starting game, which is great for us. But I think coming off of a terrible team, coming onto a terrible team, you think, oh, easy peasy, easy pickings, whatever. But if the scariest thing for me is getting Mazzoli on his track, which is he was slow to start. So he was doing great, but it was a slow start. So if we can keep that, if the defense keeps clocking like it usually does on the field and keeps Mazzoli on his toes or off of his toes, I know, ouch. I hate to say it, but I want to win. So if you can really get into his head, and as well, I feel like Simone Lawrence, if you just tweak him and get under his skin a bit and they start taking really bad penalties, I think that's going to be the key to the game, is not actually in regards to the football, but more the psychological turn, in my opinion. So I feel good about this game. I don't know why, but I do. Maybe it's because I'm going.
Okay. It must be that.
Yeah.
I agree with you, though. I mean, Mazzoli has traditionally played very well at Commonwealth. And, I mean, he set the record here for the most consecutive passes. And blah, blah. So, sorry, Mike. But still, I think it is, like you said, you have to kind of get at him early. If you can get at him early, maybe that'll change. But, of course, you know, don't have a huge lead at halftime and then give up on it either. So it's I think there's lots of angles to try and come at this, and it's gonna be a tough one for sure. Celeste, let's switch around to the Elks side of the ball. What are you looking forward to? What would you like to see? What are the keys for the Elks to pull off the win?
So much.
Well, we have a lot of things to key on. Sure.
Really cruel. I think like our D is, I think, playing really well. But I think they're on the field far too much.
Yes.
And so they're getting tired. I mean, each game they're coming out and playing really well. But they can only be out there so long. They need some offense. They need some, like, the O-line's got to give time to Cornelius. Took me a second. I knew I remembered his name.
Cookus? No? Cornelius. Yeah.
If only.
If only, yeah. And it's just, you know, and then, and running game. I just like to see them come together in all facets of the game. It would be really nice to see a real team effort. Not just certain players showing up a little more than others, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's fair. That's what we asked for. Yeah, not just yours. That's fair. Superfan.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that. Like, we need to see everyone that's going to put in 100%. I mean, it's a cliche in sports whenever you talk to them, you know, give it 100%, give 110%. But they actually need to give their all for this. Like, this, I mean, it is still possible to make the playoffs, but not only that, but it's next year. Like, you need to put in and show your effort, even when maybe you're not winning the season or the game. On defense, too, we need to make sure that quarterback, I don't care if it's Mazzoli or Evans, but make sure there's contain. Get our defensive ends, you know, crashing in there, but not overextending so that he can run around and either extend the play or run for a first down. And I think that'll make a big difference, too. We have some really great players on defense and on offense, special teams. But
I was going to say it, but I'm glad you did. So
Yeah, but there's a lot of talent there, and I think that they just need to play to their ability. And I think that they can upset Hamilton here. And I'm not afraid to say that I still believe them in this game.
All right, excellent, Commissioner.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in full agreement. Celeste said it with the defense. I mean, you hold the best team, Winnipeg, to 10 points. I mean, as bad as that sounds, that's actually astronomical given the stats that Winnipeg pulls. They are, what was that last stat I read? 106 to 4 or 6 points in the fourth quarter. They outscore, and you hold a team to, like, that in itself is ridiculous. And the fact that the defense can pull out huge plays, and they're pretty consistent, and I believe that they can keep Mazzoli on or off his toes, preferably. But we're just going to, special teams aside, if the offense could actually get clicking, we would have a great team. Or at least a team that would have a chance to win some games. And that last game proved it. I mean, we definitely improved. See, I do it too, Celeste. Don't worry about it. They definitely improved. And I agree with what everybody said. You have to show up 100%, and you've got to want to win to actually have a chance to win. And last week felt a little bit more like that. But that offense needs to get going. And I don't care. Now's the time to get creative. You have nothing to lose at this point. The possibility is like very low to actually do anything special for this team this year. But why not kill some dreams? Come on, just go tear it up. Stop playing so conservatively. Maybe not the 3rd and 1 from the shotgun, but do something a little.
Don't say that.
maybe not that, but.
Damn rec laws.
Step out of your box. Like, have fun. Play the game. Make the crowd that's there want to go to the next game. Like, make it fun again. So, yeah, they have that opportunity. Nothing to lose. Just, like, step on the gas and go for it.
Yeah, I would agree. And that was going to be my key is pull stuff out. No, that's fine. But the good cutoff, that almost sounded as the title of the podcast, pull stuff out. I want them to see, I want them to try other things. How about we try like 25 running plays? How about we throw in a flea flicker?
Shut your dirty mouth.
Just trying to make you excited, Mike.
Well, the flea flicker we saw this week.
No, it did. Not all of them are going to be perfect, but pull something out, try something, because obviously the standard is not working, right? And I think we're also, you got to have some pride here. Like, you win a game at home, like, get that, that's got to fire you up somehow to get in there and do something different and try to make it exciting. That's what I hope that they do. So, all right, let's get to our pick'ems. Now, Celeste, we usually do an Elks prop bet at some point, which I know you know because you have the shirt and you know all these things. But what we'll do, Mike, do you have some choices, and then Celeste can pick a choice?
I haven't thought of anything, but Celeste can certainly.
Okay, sure. Well, we'll go through the other games, and then we'll think up of a prop bet and then go from there. So first game, we have doubleheader on Friday night and a doubleheader on Saturday night, which is exciting. So first game is Calgary versus Ottawa. This is in the nation's capital. Do we even need to go around the room picking this game?
No, I
don't think so? No.
I can't pick Calgary.
Oh,
there you go.
So you're picking Ottawa to win at home?
Wouldn't that be hilarious?
It really would.
He is the anti-Ryan.
I cannot. I'm picking Red Blacks.
Like 0-14.
Anti-Ryan. Oh my. That is very funny.
Works for me.
Pick Calgary to go 0 every year. That's the opposite of Ryan.
I need a shirt that says that, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would be. Oh my goodness, that would be very funny. I love it. I love it so much. Okay, so Kayla's picking Ottawa, and the rest of us are picking Calgary, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I think so.
Although if Bo has another game like he did last week, I wouldn't be upset. That'd be fine.
No, me neither.
Proud it's a video podcast. We'll skip over our game until we get to the prop bet. So then let's go to BC and Toronto. This one is in Toronto. Celeste, we will start with you.
I am going to go out on a whim. I'm going to say BC because I think Michael is going to be really ticked. Mind you, he needs an O-line, but but
Yep.
He does need one of those.
But yeah, yes. I'm gonna say BC.
Okay.
Even though Toronto.
That's all right. That's okay. BC is good. Super fan, who do you got?
BC did not play well, to say the least. It made us look good for playing Winnipeg so close.
Right.
The one thing I will say about BC is it looked like they were trying to run the ball. You and I were talking during the game, and it's like they ran 10 yards on their first play, and I'm like, did they know that that's all they're allowed to run the entire game? But James Butler, I thought, had a decent game. Like, his average must have been pretty good in that game. He was ripping them off, but they only ran him 4 times or whatever. So if they could start running the ball more and becoming not so one-dimensional, like they'd have a shot. But until then, I just have a hard time picking them. And they must be pretty deflated after this. And Toronto, for that matter, also lost the game that they thought they maybe should have won. So I think Toronto's going to play hard as well. So I got to go for the home team in this case.
All right. Commissioner, or shall I say Anti-Ryan?
Anti-Ryan Commissioner, opposite Calgary, whatever. Yeah, I mean, I feel really bad for BC. Like, I don't like blowouts. Even if we're winning, I still don't enjoy them. But that was brutal to watch. Brutal. And Toronto coming off that loss, I feel like Toronto has more to lose in this situation with the fight for first against Montreal. So at home in Toronto, I can't see BC pulling together that quickly, especially with that O-line as atrocious as it is. But yeah, I'm going to have to say Toronto.
All right.
They're hot.
All right, and I'm going with the Toronto pattern from this year. So they lost last week, so they're going to win this week. So Toronto it is.
There we go.
Last game of the weekend is Saskatchewan versus Montreal, and this one is in Montreal. And oh my goodness, that is going to be quite the game. I'm very excited for that one. Super fan, who do you got in that one?
This, I think, is the toughest one to pick for
for
sure.
Yeah.
Both teams had a pretty emotional win for sure. Saskatchewan need that win versus Calgary, especially for Craig Dickinson finally beating his little brother this year. It's been a while since they've gone head-to-head and Green Dickinson went ahead. But I don't know. I
sounded like some kind of horrible something. The Green Dickinson. What is that? What are we talking about here? This is a kids show.
See your doctor.
Right.
Is it?
That's
when
right.
Ryan's not on. Well, with the anti-Ryan, I guess it is. Yeah, I think Montreal is definitely riding a high. I don't know how long Schultz is going to be able to keep that up, though. They've got 2 games worth of film for him where he's starting, and I think Saskatchewan might squeak this one out, even though it is at home.
All right, Commissioner.
Yeah, this was the one I struggled with too. All I hope that it's a good game and it's a close game. I mean, that the Calgary-Saskatchewan game was the best game of the week, in my opinion. But I just, in Montreal, those fans are wild right now. This is hard, but my heart is telling me Montreal, so I'm going to go with that just strictly on emotion because I want them to win anyway and break some horror hearts. But yeah, I mean, it's a very equal, very, very equal. They're both 6-4, so it's going to be an entertaining game, hopefully, but I'm going to go with the home team.
All right. I am going with the home team as well. The Cardiac Kids find a way to pull it out. And I'm excited to, I mean, Schultz has really shown that he fits in the system, and he's got amazing receivers around him. Now, Fajardo also now has some amazing receivers when you think of Shaq Evans and Duke Williams there now. And
Duke Williams had a good game.
Yeah. I mean, they've got a little more balance in their attack. They also need to start running the ball, but Montreal's going to run the ball a ton with standback. So it's going to be this, like we've said many times, the squeaker, tough one to pick, but
depends what he eats.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, Artist Payne is not such bad either. Not a bad ad, and he's much cheaper on fantasy. So if he could just play, that'd be great.
Goalpost killer. That's what we have to.
There we go.
Hope for.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
That's true.
Anyway, I'll go.
I'll
go with the home team, Montreal. Celeste, who do you got?
I'm kind of like Kayla. Like, it's really a tough one. I'm like Mike though, because I am leaning towards Saskatchewan here. I feel like with Williams and I really feel like he's kind of put a light, kind of give him a little extra boost or whatever. So I'm going to say Saskatchewan.
All right. Oh, we split that one right down the middle. All right. Now, Celeste, for the Elks game, we need a prop bet of some kind. So if you want to give me a stat line of something in the game, and then I'll set a line, and then we'll go over under.
Over under. Let's say rushing yards.
Rushing yards for the Elks?
For the Elks.
Okay. And are we saying only James Wilder or just rushing all together?
Oh, right. Okay. Let's say rushing all together.
All together. Okay.
I like it.
So by committee, rushing yards for the Elks versus
could be Cornelius, could be a lot of people. Fletcher.
Let us put it at.
Did I pick one that was really bad?
No, that's a good one. I'm just trying to set it. It's a tough one. It's hard to set a line.
Mike's very happy with that.
Yes. Mike does love the rushing one.
Well, I'll be if we do have the over no matter what.
It's true. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. 305.5 yards. Mike over. Yeah. It's
always
very true. No, I am going to say that as a combined effort, I'm going to go 103.5 yards rushing. So over or under on that. So Kamish will go back.
103.5.
Yes.
Oh, what is our average even?
I know our last game was pretty bad. It was like 70 yards total,
yes.
And that's with Wilder, Cornelius, Fletcher, Burkhoff.
Yep, it is. But we'll see. Come on now.
Am I picking?
You're picking. I said you first. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, okay. As much as I want to say over because I feel like they need to, again, be a bit more creative and try more things, I don't feel like they're going to. So I'm going to say under and be a pessimist. I'm sorry.
All right. That's okay. Maybe they'll try more passing and you'll be fine with that.
Then get angry with me and do it.
Super fan. Wait a minute. Did you just say you're using reverse psychology on the team? Okay, right. Super fan.
Yeah, I mean it's a pretty strong run defense with that front four. That's pretty tough. If they can do more than just run between the tackles, I think that they can definitely go over. The last two games, I think we were 65 and 70 yards total rushing. But before that, against Ottawa, I think we had 120, something like that. So I'm going to say that we'll be over, and I'll say we'll do 127 yards.
Okay, then. I like the 27 added in there. Points for you.
At half.
Okay. Celeste, over or under on 103.5?
103.5. I'm going to be hopeful and say over.
All right, then.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to take the under, but I think they're going to just crack 100. That's why I said 103.5. So that's why I'm going with that. So I'm going to say under. All right, so that's a good prop bet. Any other last YouTube things we need to bring up there, Superfan?
We had quite a bit of chatter since the last time, mostly about about, thank you were wearing pants.
Good.
So Ken Ludwig says that the offense needs to move the ball and possess it more than they have many games this year. Chris Agar says offensive cohesion would be wonderful. I think we can agree with that on both cases. Connie says, did the TiCats lose 2 running backs in the last game? They certainly seem to. I don't think Thomas Arlington was playing last week. Yeah. So he's certainly available, and I think that's all they've got left.
Did they
right
lose
now.
Bennett and Jackson?
I thought Jackson was still there.
That's what I thought too. But I know they wanted to.
Bennett,
they wanted to have the Canadian running back, right? So, yeah, interesting.
Right. Patrick Penguin says you do play to the level of the team you're playing, which works in our favor.
Fair.
So that's good. Oh, and Trick Simone.
Right.
Ken Ludwig says, I wonder how much we're going to miss Jake Serezna in the middle.
Yeah.
That should be very interesting to see how that run game goes against us.
And hey, our thoughts out to Jake, because I know that he's away with his mom passing away. So that's, our thoughts out to him. I should have mentioned that off the top of the show.
Derek Mapson says, don't worry, everyone. We traded Harris for a D line.
Perfect.
So that's good. Derek does say maybe we could run a jet sweep or somebody off balance rather than just a 3-yard screen over and over. I mean, that's just crazy talk as far as I'm
wide
concerned.
Receiver screen for the win. Just put...
Yes, definitely don't attack that middle, whatever you do. Connie, when we were doing our predictions, says she is not amused. And I said, we all think you will win. We just don't like it. So.
Well... I mean, we all picked Calgary except for Kamish. I mean,
that's true, and she's commissioner opposite, so
I don't have a choice.
Ryan. Yeah. Chris Agar has his pick. Says Hamilton, Saskatchewan, Toronto, and Calgary.
Chris gets cookies.
Tim says Riders won't know what it means to play a full 60 minutes in Montreal. What? The game doesn't end in the third?
What's that weather like though this weekend? Is there any lightning coming?
Exactly. Any thunderstorms coming up?
If there's lightning, I change my pick to the Riders.
Yeah, exactly. Chris says that Capper may be paying off the grounds crew to fatten the goalposts as well. Maybe they got the COVID-19.
You don't
know. Tim says 125 yards rushing.
Ooh,
so, well, we'll see.
Really? I think Tim's looking at his own team.
Derek and Chris Agar both think that the Hamilton's run D is a little too strong, so they pick the under. And Patrick B. Penguin, taking one for the team, says he will wager on the TiCats. That is their best offense. # Penguin curse.
Why, thank you, Ed. Thank you for the good things that you do.
Again, thank you for always taking one for the team. Yeah. Putting the team before itself.
Yeah. Yeah. All the team is getting that for free. It's only costing Ed.
Right. Think you better put a loony in.
Hey.
What's your pride worth?
That's right. What? No.
I got rid of that ages ago.
What? There's a cost to that? I don't know. We do this every week for free. That's what we do. Yeah, we do. That's how that works. Let's quickly talk about some fantasy picks here, Mike. I just lost to Coop by like a point and 1.2 or some stupid thing. More rush of the ball, and I win that stupid. Anyway, whatever. And you were just behind Travis Kura, who was ahead of us all.
No.
Yeah, well, he was ahead of us all. So it's a bounce back week for us, right? Yeah. Are we 100%. Playing each other? Because that would be kind of funny if we just called bounce back week and we're playing each other. I don't know yet. Anyway. Yeah.
Well, one of us will.
And I did find out it's 6 teams that go into the playoffs, which should be happening before too long. So that's exciting. So thank you once again to Ryan Coop from the Canadian Football Countdown for setting that all up. Of course, Travis Kura from the 2 and Out CFL podcast. Make sure you're listening to and catching all of the great shows at cfpodnetwork.ca. We got a couple other things we need to do really quickly. This episode is also brought to you by the Alberta Podcast Network. We know them. And a shout out this week to the Eat More Barbecue podcast. The host, Ryan, takes you on a barbecue adventure with every show. And who doesn't like barbecue? Nobody put their hand. That's good. We all love it. Yes. He recently had 3 of the barbecue chefs from the show Firemaster on to talk about being on their show and the tricks of the trade. He also hosted the 2 and Out live show in the 2019 Grey Cup in Calgary. So check out all of Ryan's great shows at eatmorebarbecue.ca. So thanks everyone for coming to join us tonight. It was a lot of fun. Another great chat and some good laughs again. Celeste, thank you for joining us and being a featured fan. And as always, we love to see you and chat with you, and hopefully be back in person soon so we can get one of your amazing hugs. So tell everyone where they can find you on Twitter and interact with you as a fan.
On Twitter, and I just want to say first of all that we definitely need to get together for some real hugs real soon. And thanks for having me. And you can find me at just call me Grams.
Which is
it's awesome. A little longer now.
Yes.
Yeah, no longer Keith's mom. Now it's all about Grams.
It used to be Keith's mom. Now it's all about Grams. So just call me Grams.
As it should be. Super fan, where does everybody find you?
You can find me at 56 Parkies, and then the history segments and some more hard items at Edmonton Football History. That's at EDMHISTOREE.
At cookus.com. Yeah, exactly.
That's right. Cookus for cookies. Cookies for cookies.
I'm going to make a new Twitter just for that. Yeah, cookies for cookus. Wait, what? Okay. Commissioner, where do we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Duchess Lombardi.
Awesome. And, of course, follow our good friends at Pay It Forward with Football as they are continuing to send people to games and spreading kindness, which is amazing. I do want to take 2 seconds just to say thank you to the Harry Ainley Titans. They asked me to come out and announce the game at Clark Park between the Titans and the AOB Crusaders. And oh my goodness, it was so much fun. So if anybody needs if everybody needs an announcer, I'm right in. It's a ton of fun, and
our own Al Stafford.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, put me up in the big speaker, which is a scary crane ride, but that's fine.
Are you the new Chris Cuthbert? Narrate my life?
Sure.
I'm not that good yet. No, I'm not that. I need a lot more practice.
Yes.
I need a lot more practice.
I hope to live a lot longer. So
the best part of that was all the parents on when I went to Riley's game the next day saying, I loved how many different ways you said there was a flag on the field. It was great. So they gave me lots of opportunities. It was very fun. That always makes it a blast. And make sure you're following all the shows on the Alberta Podcast Network. And where do you find those, Mike? Of course, you find it at albertapodcastnetwork.com. Right? You're welcome.
Exactly what I was going to say.
Perfect. And on cue, there he is. The good old Wilson. Yes, thanks, puppy. All right. Make sure you're following us at the Turf District on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and join in the huddle with us as we talk about all things, including the Edmonton Elks this week, and of course all the other games this weekend, which is going to be a ton of fun. We will be back next Monday with another featured fan, and we will hopefully be talking about a win. Right? Everyone? Perfect. I love how you did that all on cue. Yes, I know, dog. Jeepers creepers. Hang on. Okay. So for Celeste, Superfan Mike, and Commissioner Kayla, I'm Andrew. Remember, you can't catch footballs with your face, and we will absolutely talk to you next week.